Hello and welcome to virtualtraining.us. My name is Devin Gandhi. Today I'm going to show you how to install CUCM 11, also known as a Call Manager. The procedure I'm about to show you can be applied to any version of Call Manager. You can use the same procedure on version 8, 9, 10, or 11, or 11.5, the new one that just came out. Each version has a unique hardware requirement, but the process is the same. Some of the prerequisite is you will need a server that supports the virtualization. It doesn't have to be something brand new, but something decent. In my case, I'm using the Dell PowerEdge T110 with the 12 gig of RAM, and I also have two hard drives installed in it. The first hard drive is 160 gigabyte, and the second hard drive is a 500 gigabyte. So I'm going to be installing the Call Manager on the 500 gig hard drive. And on the 160 gig hard drive, I'm going to have the iOS loaded, and I have the Active Directory server, and all the other ones will be running on the 160 gig hard drive. Also, if you plan to install Unity or any other server, I would suggest you install the third hard drive, so just to keep the load off one hard drive basically. Also, your server needs to have minimum of 2 NIC cards. So if you have a server with just one NIC card, you will need to go ahead and install the second one. Also, you will use the 2 NIC card, one for the management, and the second one is going to be used for the VMs that we're going to go ahead and install. Also, you will need to download and install vSphere Hypervisor 6. I downloaded their free version from their website, which supports one CPU and with the 2 cores basically. So I will go ahead and put that link on the video once I'm done with it. Also, you need to download the version of Call Manager that you want to install from the Cisco's website. With the Cisco also provide the OVA file, which you can download from their website as well, which is a template that you can create your VM with. The last thing you need to download and install is the vSphere client, the workstation version of it, which I have it right here. So from this workstation, I can go ahead and access the vSphere Hypervisor directly from here. So once you have all those prerequisites taken care of, then we can go ahead and start on the VMs basically. So a few things real quick. The vSphere Hypervisor right here, this is the one that you can download. It's a free version. You can download it directly from their website. If you don't have an account already created, you'll have to create an account for them to send you a license key on your email. So you can download the version 6 right here. Also, they have some videos right here how to install and configure. So basically, this hypervisor it's similar to like Windows operating system that you would install on a computer, but this is a Linux-based system. So it's just like installing Windows. It's not that hard to install. I mean, if you go through some of the videos right here, I mean, they show you step by step how to install it. And then there's a vSphere client installation version, which is right here as well, which you will need to install it as well on your client workstation, basically. Also, what I was telling you about the OVA file as well as the Call Manager. So if you go to cisco.com and click on support, and right here under download, if you just type in CUCM, the first option is Call Manager, so click on that, and then on the right hand side right here there's a different version you can download basically. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if I go under 11, this is the virtual OVA template that you'll need to download. Just one right there, you can download that. And the second thing you need to download is the actual Cisco Call Manager and the Unity. It's about 5.5 gig download, and these are non-bootable ISO files. So once you download this, you will gonna have to convert them into a bootable ISO basically. So once you have those things downloaded, we can go ahead and get started on the installation. So I'm going to go ahead and launch my vSphere client. That's the management IP address that I was telling you. Once you have dual NIC card installed, one of them you can assign IP address for management, and second one's going to be for the VM. So here I'm going to go ahead and log in. And once you log in, this is the page that it comes opens up with right here. As I was telling you guys, I have the Windows 2003 Active Directory server installed. This is my lab server as well. Also, when I go into let's go into the configuration. So right here under storage, I have 2 hard drive. This is the one that I have all the ISO file and stuff copied to, and this is the hard drive I'm going to install the Call Manager 11 on. The networking wise, you can see right here, this is the first card where I have the this is the management card basically with IP address of 10.10.10.215, and the second card is where all my other VLANs are that I've created, basically VLAN 300, 200, 100. And then also I'm using this vSphere as my NTP server. So because that's one of the requirements when you install Call Manager, that it has to have valid NTP server. Without that, it doesn't even go further. So you can go into the time configuration right here and make this under property, make this as your NTP server. So and you can start and stop with the when the vSphere actually starts. And this is the NTP pool. Actually, I'm pulling basically. So this is where my time actually coming from. This pool right there. And you can add other servers as well if you want, basically. So once you do that, it's gonna first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and bring in the OVA file. So we're going to create the virtual machines. I'm going to go File, deploy the OVA template, and it's on my download right here, right there. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, hit open, next. So right here it tells you the product is Communication Manager CUCM version 11. The disk size tells you 512 is a thick provision, 110 is a 512 is a thin provision, 110 is a thick provision right here. The Call Manager version and all that right here. When you click next, right here it says to give it a name. So I'm gonna call it basically. I'm gonna call it V for Virtual Lab CUCM 11. P, this is going to be publisher, so P01 basically. Next, you can call it whatever you want, doesn't matter, you can name it however you want it. Now here it defaults to 7500 user node. So if you look at there right here, it requires more memory, more CPU. So I'm going to change that to a 2500 user node basically. So it requires the 80 gig. Now whatever you select here basically, and if you plan to install any subscriber, so the secondary server, it has to match, otherwise it will not work. So your subscriber will not install. So these, whatever you select here, make sure you select when you install the subscriber basically. So I'm going to select the 2500 node, hit next. Now it's asking us where we want to install, so I'm going to go ahead and select the 500 gig hard drive and hit next. Now it says, do you want to do thick provisioning or thick provisioning lazy really zeroed? So I'm going to default it to that. Next. the NIC card. So it says switch NIC card. So I'll just leave it as is for right now. I'm just gonna hit next, and then I can go ahead and change it in the properties basically. So let it finish. So it's done now. So I can go ahead and right click on it and click on edit settings right here. Show all devices. So it tells you right here, so it allocated 6 gig of your RAM. As far as a network adapter, so I'm going to select my VLAN 300. So that's my lab VLAN right here. So my VLAN 300 is what I'm going to select. As far as the now we need to point to our ISO file. So I've copied the ISO file into the data store on the server. So I'm going to go here and say, hey, it's on the data store. ISO 11 right there. Hit OK. And we want to connect at the power on. All the other settings I'm just gonna leave them as default. I mean, I'm not gonna mess with anything else. 1 CPU, 6 gigahertz, 6 gig of memory. So hit OK. And once that's done, if you right click on it and then click on power on, or you can do it same thing from the top right here. You can power it on. So I'm gonna power it on, and then I want to go ahead and open the console. So when you open the console, you can see what it's loading. Now, depending upon the speed of your server, so this may take a few minutes basically. Okay, so once it goes through the hard drive or hardware check, this is the first screen it's going to come up with. It says, do you want to test the media? I'm just going to hit, now here you can't use mouse. So you're going to have to use your keyboard with the tab and space bar. So you can tab it to skip and then hit space bar as an enter. So it's going to go through more hardware detection. So it says select the product you want to install. So Cisco's Unified Communication Manager. So I'm going to go ahead and hit tab and hit OK. It says the version of hard drive none. On the DVD it's 11, so yes. Go ahead and proceed with it. It says, would you like to apply the patch? No, I don't want to apply any patch, so hit no and hit continue. Now here you're going to pick your time zone. So we're going to be in Central. Actually, I'm in Central, so I'm going to pick Chicago. And then hit tab, hit OK. Okay, continue. Do you want to change the MTU size? No. Do you want to do the DHCP? No. So host name, this is the name of the server so I'm going to go ahead and name it same as a VLab CUCM 11 publisher, actually P01. The IP address, so IP address is going to be right here. These are my IP scheme right there. So it's going to be 172.18 172.18 10.10 255.255.255.0 and then 172.18 10.254. Okay. Do you want to enable the DNS? I'm going to say no. So it's asking you to create a administrator username and password. Go ahead and do that. Virtual training IT Houston, Texas. Okay. Is this the first node in the cluster? Because this is our first installation. So the NTP server, so I'm using same as my vSphere, so I'm going to do 10, 10, 10 to 15. Now you can have up to 5 NTP servers. I'm just going to do one. Hit OK. Now it's asking you to create the security password. So you will require to enter this right here, and you will need the security password if you want to install any other subscriber. Do you want to configure the SMTP? I'm just going to say no for now. Enable the smart home. I'm going to say no to that. Now this is asking you to create a application username. So there's a difference between the admin username and application. Now you can keep it same if you want, or you can do it differently. So however you want to do it. So I'm going to keep it same. Okay, so this is, it says configuration is complete. Hit OK. So now it's going to go through and basically start installing. Now this process could take again 35-45 minutes, maybe more, depending upon speed of your server. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and I'm going to come back once it's done, basically. Okay, so it looks like the installation completed successfully, and I'm on the login screen now. One issue I ran into during the installation was the NTP server. For some reason, it wasn't finding it, or it was I was receiving a error message saying it was inaccessible. So what I ended up doing is I ended up pointing to my Cisco router as NTP source, and then the installation continued. So if you run into that issue, you may want to do the same thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and log into the server. So one thing that I want to point this out to you guys is when you type in IP address of the CUCM into your browser, and it comes up to this page right here where it asks you to go ahead select from 3 options. And if you click on Cisco Unified Communication Manager, and you see this error message right here, all that means is basically all the services hasn't started yet, especially the Tomcast. So you have to wait about 10-15 minutes, sometimes 20, for it to actually start. So if I click on it again, I should be able to see the login page. And let's go and log in. And it might take a few seconds to load the page. By default, when you install the CUCM version, I think 9 and up, it only gives you a 60 days of the trial. So what you have to do, basically go to Cisco's website and request a demo license, and they'll give you the demo license that you can use for 6 months, 180 days basically. Okay, so first thing we need to do is go ahead and activate some services on this publisher. So we'll go into the serviceability, and it should bring up the next page. So from here we can go into tools and service activation, And normally in the production environment, you probably have a couple of call manager server basically, one being the publisher and a couple of subscriber. So you can offload some of the workload to a different server. But in my case, I'm going to run all the services off the publisher because I don't have any subscriber. So I'm going to go here and say check all the services. Now the only thing that I'm not going to run here is the DHCP. So I'm going to uncheck that, and then I'm going to go ahead and say save. Okay, so it took good about 8 to 10 minutes for all the services to activate and page to refresh. So in your case, it may take more, it may take less, depending upon the speed of your server. Also, if you had more than one server in a cluster, you should be able to select them directly from here from the drop down. Now, once all the service has been activated, and let's say down the road, if you need to know if you have to restart any services, or if you need to see if what the status of the services are, you can go into the tools, control service right here, control center, and in here you can restart the service, you can stop the service. They're all listed right here. So you would just select the service you want to restart or stop. You can just click on it and then say either stop, restart, refresh, whatever. So they're all listed right here. So basically, installation and service activation part is done. You can do the same thing from the CLI right here, the command line interface. So we're on the admin right here, and we can, if you want to see the services, you can say util services list, and then you can select if you want to do it by the pages, so one page at a time. So it should go ahead and bring up all the services that's been started, activated, whatever the status is. You should be able to see it right here. So right there's so you can see some of the service status right here, started, activated. Then if you go ahead and hit the spacebar, then it brings up the next page. Right here it shows the call manager service started now. Normally the longest service to start is the Tomcast service, and that's the one that takes a long time. So sometimes once you restart the server or something, you may have to wait about 15-20 minutes before you can get into the page. And then let's say if you wanted to shut down or restart the server, you can say util system, and then if you do a question mark, it gives you a different option. So you can restart, shut down, upgrade, whatever you're doing with it. So I can say shut down, and then when you say when you hit enter, it says, are you sure you want to do it? You can say yes or no right here. Okay, so this is it for me. If you like my video, go ahead and hit subscribe on the bottom, and thank you for watching, and see you on the next video.